And still, yes, folks, yes, frolics, yes, Southern States Wrestling fans, yes, Southern States Wrestling top bras, and still, Lord Murphy Costigan, the sophisticated scoundrel, the royal rogue, the talent centre of Southern States Wrestling, who's been there since the beginning, since the first episode, right up to this episode 101, who is currently the champion, still the champion. I mean, Chase Emery was bigged up when he came into this promotion. As Murphy Costigan said in promos, well, really, you need to work your way up. He hasn't done. He's come in and it seems as though the following month he's got a title shot. Right from the beginning, in an interview, Bo James, the mainspring of Southern States Wrestling, wellspring of wrestling, fantastic fount of knowledge. It's not font of knowledge, it's fount of knowledge, isn't it? It's fount of knowledge, isn't it? For wrestling. All-round good bloke regarding Southern States Wrestling. He was saying, and I saw the interview, sure a lot of others of you saw it, he said that it might take him a couple of months or a few months for him to win that title, but there was no feeling that, well, I don't know if you will win it. There was a feeling that he would win it. He didn't win it. You know I'm a fan of Lord Murphy Costigan. This is just my view. You know, I'm not speaking for anybody else here, but I like his work. And yes, he uses what he can use, because it's not just about wrestling in the ring. It's about conditions. It's about rules. It's about utilising your wrestling acumen to keep that belt and to keep yourself on top. See, I admire that, because it's not just about wrestling. There's more to it than that. There's wrestling entertainment and there's the wrestling business. And that gentleman understands that. Now, was he taken to possibly his limit by Chase Emery? Yes. This is a half-hour programme and we have 2 breaks or 3 breaks in it. But actually, it is a half, more or less, a 20-minute, maybe 25-minute match. That's great. So, some of the action is, you already know the outcome, which I'm delighted about, but some of the action is that Lord Murphy takes his time, because it is his time. He is the champion, and he will have the champion's advantage here. So if he wants to walk away, he can. They'll keep the belt. There's no stipulation about that. But he didn't do that. Didn't do it. He goes to the ropes early on as Emery takes him down. Emery keeps on taking him down. He's got that matte quality to him, really. Chase Emery, Murphy Costigan goes to the nose, whilst Chase Emery works the arm. He's allowed to do that, folks. He gets 5. He could be disqualified, but he'd keep the belt. He gets till 5, and he knows that. So Emery works the arm, gets a wrist lock in there. Then we've got Wild Bill, interviewed by Joe Wheeler. Nice to see Joe again. And Bill does that usual thing of walking towards the camera. And Joe's caught out again. I think he'd forgotten. He's been away a while. I think he'd forgotten that Wild Bill, you know what Wild Bill walks towards the camera. He likes to do that. That's probably why they built a fire the last time he was there in front of him, so he couldn't walk through it. Anyway, back in the match, we've got Costigan shots, a nice choke. He kicks the rope, which smacks the rope into Chase Emery's face. That's the difference here, you see. He understands. He's really thinking in that ring all the time. There are forearm shots from the outside to the apron. He goes to the eyes. He doesn't mind doing that. And I don't mind that he does that either. Gets a headbutt in. Chase Emery's almost counted out, but is back in for some European uppercuts, or to receive those from Lord Murphy anyway. A neck crank with some real spoiling stuff. And then the 3-arm drop spot on the second. He really hulked up. He really did that one. That's great, Chase. I like that. Great Chase. I like that. He really hulked up, as we sometimes call it. Then there's a lovely Murphy Costigan drop kick. And he's surprised when Chase Emery kicked out. It was a nice drop kick, but I think it'll take a bit more than that, Murphy, to put him away. I really do. Now, Chase Emery gets some shots in. Murphy Costigan goes back to the eyes because he's allowed to and he can. There is an Emery dropkick, but he can't follow up. Why? Lord Murphy Costigan's put a hurting on that man. So then there's a rather slow enziguri from Chase, and rather a low belly to back suplex, but he gets a 2 count from it. Then Murphy kind of runs into a power slam, which is good. I mean, it looks good from Chase Emery, who can wrestle well. You know, he puts in a really good performance here. Just not good enough. Then Lord Murphy Costume begs off, because he can, and he suckers him in, because he can, for a throat thrust, because he's allowed to, and a suplex for a long 2 count, puts the straps down, sets Emery up on the top, but he's thrown off the top, then falls foul. And it's really meaty, actually, this, to a cross body, because they're both meaty guys for a long 2 count. Bo James, I mean, he's not sitting on the fence on this one, on his commentary. Not really. There is a Chase Emery neck breaker, and he covers him, and he gets a 1 count, a 2 count, ding, 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 ding. Not the 3 count. Not the 3 count. The time limit expired. But they'll have 5 more minutes. And we will see next week whether or not Chase Emery wins that title. At the moment, as things stand, as far as I see them, and as far as I am prepared, I could look online. I'm not going to. I could ask somebody. I'm not going to. At the moment, Lord Murphy Costigan is and still. That's how I'd like to see it stay. But you never know. Damn good match, this. Really well filmed, and by having the one match that really worked. Southern States Wrestling did a damn good job on this. So did Chase Emery. So did particularly Lord Murphy Costigan. But you know, I like him. He's my favourite wrestler in Southern States Wrestling. And we shall see what happens next week. My breath has never been so bated. Ta-ta.